So Ernest Holmes in Love and Law says, now for the sake of clearness, I want you to think of yourself as in this mind. Don't think of this mind as being in you. Rather, mind flows through you. But think of yourself as a center in it. That is your principle. You think, and this mind produces it. And in our Declaration of Principles, we believe that universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thoughts and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the changing of conditions through the power of this mind. So we're going to talk about the creative process. We can't really do that without our teaching symbol. And I think I will just gently move this. So this is our teaching symbol. It's a circle, and the circle represents the fact that there's no beginning or end to a circle, right? I mean, there is if you draw it on a piece of paper, but when you really look at it, it just is. And so it has no beginning, it has no end, it really has no center. And what Ernest Holmes was trying to say, and many philosophers before him, that God is that circle. And that we're all in it. That we live and breathe and have our existence within that circle. So I want you to take a moment and just think, if that's true, then right here, right now, in this theater, at home, in the comfort of your home, or wherever you're watching this from, you are sitting in the divine. That energy, that power, that presence. I like to call it quantum soup. I don't know why, but I do. But we are all sitting in it, impressing upon it our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs that then create our reality. So on the big picture, there was just God. That's all there was at one time. It was just God, energy, spirit, whatever you choose to know it as. And then it created out of its mind this, universes, mountains, rivers, people, all created out of a thought, pressing down upon itself. And so in the macro, although it's divided into three parts, there is the spirit, which we know and call God. And then there's that which it acts upon, which we call the law, which receives the impress and says, yes. And then there's the manifestation, right? And so that is basically, if you can see it, I'm not so sure it's as visible online, but that is the three lines. The spirit at the top, the law in the middle, and then what it manifests at the bottom. And the V represents that it's basically always in motion. It never stops creating, ever. It's always creating. So let's take that on the micro. We each stand here in the energy, in the vibration, in the wholeness of the divine. Each and every one of us, a part of that. The chair you're sitting on, a part of that. There is no separation from it in us. And so on the micro, how does that work? I have a thought. Now, in the book that I am using, Frederick Bales, who was a colleague of Ernest Holmes, who was the founder of this philosophy, he says that we have a thought. We think, I choose, which Ernest Holmes says also. However, he calls the mind, it just slipped out of my mind, sorry about that. He calls this the surface mind, where we call it conscious mind. He calls it surface mind. It's the I choose. It's basically the humanness in us, right? We get to choose, we get to pick. I choose to dress up like a pumpkin today. Yes, I did that purposefully because it's Halloween. Have my little brown stamp. Goes up into the green stalk. And then my pumpkin. Thank you. I'm glad you all appreciate that I did that for you today. I know, if I'd had some, Karen, I would have, but I didn't. Like, you know, that would have been very cute. Beyond my creativity at this point, I think. However, I lost my train of thought, but that's the I choose mine. And then we call it, on our level, in this philosophy, the subconscious mind. He called it the deeper mind. That mind which obeys, right? Our subconscious mind that just gathers information. It's been gathering information for us in this life form since the day we took our first breath. Just gathering information. It's like, oh, she doesn't like that. Ooh, she likes that. Ooh, she really likes that. Ooh, look how she thinks about this. Gathers information and then says, I obey. I obey. And then what happens, just like when God created planets and universes and us, we create. We create our reality. Where are your thoughts most of the time? Are you focusing on your successes and what you love about your life? And if you are, woohoo! Or are you choosing to focus on everything that's not right with your life? I wish I had more money. Oh, you know, I wish I was 10 pounds thinner, 10 pounds heavier. You know, that human part of us that always wants to, for whatever reason, seek out what's wrong instead of focusing on what's right. And the thing with the creative process is, if it is always working, and it is, it's always responding yes. It has no choice. That deeper mind, that subconscious mind, it obeys. Like the law of God, it obeys. It's not separate from us. A good analogy is to take steam, which is water boiled up and then it starts to evaporate. Steam is like God. It's that higher vibration. As it becomes denser, it's water, right? And if you put that water in your freezer, it becomes ice at its most dense form. It's all the same thing, right? It is all the same thing. There aren't three separate things of God, three separate gods out there. It's a triune nature. It's one. And it's holding all of that within itself and us. Because it's everywhere. So it's in and through and as us. And then we, in the brilliance of our creation, we get free will. So we get to choose how we think. We're not told what to think. People may try to tell us what to think. I'm sure we've all had friends and family that have done that great favor for us. And yet, ultimately, nobody can make you think anything you don't want to. It is entirely your choice. And so how are you in the world? Where are you spending your conscious thoughts? Because I like to share with people, I watch CBS Sunday Morning because I find it a wealth of stories to tell on Sunday if I get a chance to watch a lot of it. And this morning, they were talking about our dreams. And interestingly enough, and I'm not sure I agree with the new philosophy around dreams, but the new philosophy is not to decipher what that dream meant as far as, water means this or, a tree means that. I loved when I was sitting with Karen and we were talking about dreams, and when people would try to describe to her, like, oh, I saw this, what does it mean? And she would say, well, what did it feel like? right? Because I had read a book one time that water, could mean this. And then somebody said, yeah, unless when you were young, you almost drowned. And then water might mean something entirely different to you. And so what the science is saying now about dreams is it's where we work our stuff out. It's where, so your subconscious mind, because that's the mind that is free in your dreams, right? Your conscious mind, the I choose, is sleeping. And the subconscious mind now is, okay, all right, girlfriend, let's work this out, shall we? Exactly what was going on when this happened. And so I had a lot of the same dream my whole life, and it took me until very recently to understand when I finally quit having them that I never felt safe. And my dream was all about not being safe and trying to work that out. Since I was little, trying to work out, I'm not safe. I'm not safe. And so, how you work that out in your dream. And so your subconscious mind is there. We sometimes say, bad subconscious mind is gathering all that information and then I'm living from that. And it's, your subconscious mind is there to help protect you. And it is that direct line, if you will, out into the world. It's your opportunity to look at, well, what am I really thinking today? Where am I spending most of my time? Thinking, am I thinking about all the good in my life? Or am I worried and stressing out and thinking about what could go wrong? Because remember, if your subconscious mind is I obey, and the universe is I obey, that portion of God that just says yes, what are you creating in your life when your focus is on what's wrong? What you have to be fearful of, instead of giving thanks for all the good that you have in your life. For giving thanks for the little things that make you happy. Does everybody here have something that makes them happy in their life? Yeah, exactly, we all do, hopefully. It could be your pet, could be your partner, could be the fact of where you live and what you get to look at every morning when you wake up. I remember when I first met Karen Williams, she gave me a new appreciation for Mount Rainier, because when you grow up here, you start to take advantage, I think, of the beauty, the real beauty of the Pacific Northwest. And the first time I rode in a car with her and she saw Mount Rainier, and she was like a little kid, all lit up, oh my God, look at the mountain. And I thought, oh my God, look at the mountain. Those kind of things. It's everywhere. It's why when we do that spiritual practice together on Sunday and we look out, it's to recognize and remember, wow. I know I was sitting with someone this morning and she shared with me that when she looks at trees, she feels that instant sense of, okay, I got this. So what is it for you that can shift you out of stress or thinking that something's wrong into what is going on that I can appreciate and give thanks for? Because we can't stop life from happening, right? Life just is. Jack Canfield, when I took one of his classes, he says E plus R equals O, which is what we teach here. We all have events in our life. Every single one of us has events in our life. They're going to happen. Some of the events we're going to deem like, And some of the events we're going to maybe wish hadn't happened to us, but they do. We love our pet and it passes away, or a loved one who passes away. We go through divorces. We go through pandemics. We go through life. They're all made up of events. That is life. That is what life is all about. That's what we signed up for. When we took our first breath was life. The R is the reaction. How do you choose to respond? Because the response is going to be the outcome that happens in your life. Now, I am not saying anyone here should do a spiritual bypass when something happens in their life. However, when something happens in your life, are you able to look at it and grow from it? So a lot of things have happened in my life. Some of them extremely good, some of them not so good. Some of them I reacted to very well, some of them not so well. And what I've learned is, when I don't react well, is to, especially if it's with another person, to own it in the moment. And I had an opportunity to do that today. I was in conversation with somebody, she said something to me, and the minute she said it to me, it didn't make me angry. Angry is not the right word. It made me sad, I think. It made me sad that I felt that the person was looking beyond me. And then in the course of sitting there, I realized, oh, you silly goose. First of all, you started the conversation thinking that you were going to let something go anyway. The fact that they jumped in and said, oh, this could happen if you want to do that. And then, have you ever done that? Like, well, wait a minute. I may have wanted that, but don't make that happen right here, right now. But what I got was, energetically, first of all, what I got was energetically, I'm not that private with my energy. People kind of sense where I am because I guess my energy is big, I don't know, and I knew, or I sensed that I knew, that this person absolutely got that, oh my God, what just happened? And so I apologized because it wasn't about that person, right? It was about me. It was about my thought processes. It was about me knowing that an event in life was happening and me getting caught up in, oh my God, that event's really happening and I'm choosing right now not to respond the way I want to. I'm responding from some deeper mind hurt instead of responding from that place in my heart that life just is and this is fantastic, right? And we're all in this together. That, I think, is your spiritual growth. Every single one of you, are you gonna go through life going, oh, I can't look at that. You know, that's not spiritually high, if you will, or whatever. And I'm not saying going around gossiping and talking about people, but things are gonna happen and you're gonna stumble. What you do when you stumble is the most important gift you give to yourself and to the world. When you stumble, do you reach out to a practitioner or a minister and say, I need prayer? Whether you're a minister or a practitioner, do you do that? And if not, why not? Why not? We are not in this alone. None of us. And we have this fabulous community of practitioners and ministers and congregants that are family, right? And so reach out. Call somebody. Trust me, if you were to call Karen or Anna or Cynthia or me, and we didn't pick up the phone and you said, I need prayer, the minute we heard the message, we'd call you back. We might not be able to take the call the very first time it rings. Leave the message anyway. Text if you're more comfortable. Email if you feel better about it. Reach out. It makes life easier. Because we're all living in this quantum soup. We're all creating our reality with how we are in the world. And so when your deeper mind wants to misbehave and react from something that happened to you a long time ago, take a breath. Take a real deep breath, not one of those breaths that we breathe here. Take a really deep breath and feel your emotions. They're a good indicator, right? Nobody said, or maybe they did, and if they did, I don't think they were correct. I don't believe anybody in this philosophy ever said, you're not supposed to feel your emotions. Anger is wrong. Happy is right. There is no wrong and right. Your emotions are compasses, right? They're little dials on your compass. If you're angry, why am I angry? Why am I not feeling safe right now? What is that about? So I can shift. So I can pray with somebody. So I can meditate. So I can go for a walk outside and get my balance back. Your emotions are your guidance system. How you're feeling as a human in this moment of life. Your emotions give you the opportunity to say, that's interesting. Wonder how I'm going to choose to react to that. And then if you slip up like you did this morning, like I did this morning, if you slip up, then correct. Imagine yourself like a little boat on the ocean of motion, on the ocean of your emotions. You get to self-correct. And the brilliance of this philosophy is we are giving you tools all the time. And when I say you, I mean me too. We are given tools all the time to self-correct and to navigate. So when an event happens and we react, the outcome might not necessarily be pretty, but at least it's not awful, right? I mean, I can't imagine if something were to happen to my husband, that I am going to just go to, okay, well, I'm going to react to this way, and then the outcome is going to be this. That's not true. You talk to anybody whose husband has passed away, or their wife, or their partner. They have to create a new way of being in life. That's not easy, but trust me, because I know people in this philosophy that have done that. They do it with a sense of grace. They may cry, and they may have their moments of anger that this has happened in their life. And yet they own those emotions and they self-correct. And they get back to what's true. That this is their life. And they love what is. And they miss what isn't. So the creative process is always, always working in your life. And to remember that is the biggest gift you can give yourself. But bigger than that, it's the biggest gift you can give humanity. So Ernest Holmes said, 15 minutes every day. Sit with what you want your life to look like, to feel like, to be? Who's there with you? What's your bank account look like? What's your health look like? Who are your friends? Where are you spending your time? 15 minutes every day. Good grief, I think we all have 15 minutes. Stop watching the news for 15 minutes. Shut off Stephen Colbert 15 minutes early. Or stay up late 15 minutes later. 15 minutes every day. It's a gift. It really is a gift that we'll keep on giving. Because when you start to really connect, to really know God and I are one. And so what I spend my time thinking about not only is gonna manifest into my life, it has to. It has to. Because that's how it works. That is the creative process. Let's pray. So just take a moment and feel the air around you. I know it's a little bit cool here in the theater, but still feel that coolness on your hands, on your cheeks. Feel that chair that's supporting you. Feel the comfort of your clothes laying against your skin. Listen. Listen to the rustle of pages and to my voice and to the music in the background. Take a deep breath and smell. For me, fortunately, I put essential oil in my hands so I can smell something different than you, but just smell. You can smell the coolness in the air. We are one with all of that. Every single one of us, that one life that is God, that is me, it's you too. It is over us, it is around us, it is through us, it is as us. Truly take a moment to think what that means to you in your life. God as you. So when you look out into the world, you're not only looking through the eyes of God, you are seeing God in everything that looks back at you. And so I know right here and right now, to center in that truth is the first step of really being at one with the divine. Of knowing that what I think matters in my life. That the vibration that I put out into my energy field matters. It makes a difference. It makes a difference to people when I smile at them versus when I don't. It makes a difference when I'm kind and makes a difference when I'm not. Not just to those around me. Energetically, that goes out. And so today, what I know to be true is I choose love. Above all else, what a great song the Beatles wrote. I choose love. And I choose to know that in that love, I vibrate at that vibration of love. I think the thoughts of love. I look out and I see God as love in everyone that I pass. Regardless, if I see them in the physical form, I I see them on a camera. It doesn't matter. What would my life look like if I look out like the prophet Jesus or like the Dalai Lama and just saw and was the presence of love? So that is what I know for myself today. That is what I know for you today. And it's all about choice. It's all about vibration. It's all about the creative process. And so I give thanks right here and right now for knowing that I get to choose what I think. I get to be who I want to be. I get to own that. And what I know is I'm going to be happy with that. And so I give great thanks as I release these words into the law, into the power, into the presence of that which is right here, right now, with us in the air that we breathe for eons of time, before us and after us. Always omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. That is God, that is you, and so it is. Namaste.